Okay, your microphone is all set. All right. Just gotta wait for all YouTube Studio to wake up and we can get this party started. And you know how YouTube Studio is. It just takes its good old time. It starts when it wants to. The way it always is. Eventually, it'll show up on my. Oh, there we go. Oh, Jacob. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another MLB live stream for you guys. And it's official. Baseball returns tomorrow. For real. I know they had that little 2-game series out in Japan. That was fun. Obviously, I didn't watch because it was far too early for me. But man, dude, football. That'll be back soon, too. Don't forget. But baseball is officially back tomorrow. I'm freaking excited. Really. I know the Guardians ain't do nothing, they do what they always do. I've come to learn that franchise, that organization, rarely will do anything, and it's better to just expect nothing. Yeah. I know I made videos talking about, oh, they could sign this guy and that guy. No, no. I see predictions saying, oh, they're going to get this guy and that guy. I'm like, no. They're probably just going to do what they always do. Because after all, they are still owned by one of the cheapest ownership groups in sports, the Dolans. So, obviously, you see the title. I will be giving you guys my 2025 predictions. Now, what I'm going to do is, like always, these are my, I guess, preseason predictions. And then when we get to the All Star break, I'll revise them and give you my updated predictions. Because by that time, we'll be essentially more than halfway through the season and we will have a good idea of how these teams look heading into the All Star break. You got to get MLB TV and the Guardians channel today for tomorrow game. I don't even think they've announced the channel, have they? I mean, all the beat writers, they've been talking like, oh, yeah, they could announce it at any time. Well, now would be a great time. So I know if I have to purchase the freaking MLB subscription thing or not. Because I'm not going to pay $20 a month for that if I can just wait and have them announce the channel today. All right, I'm just checking through Twitter real quick to see if I missed anything. Nope, as always, I'm sure if something came up, my Guardian group chat will be buzzing. So I have that at least. That's how I usually find out something happened, when that group chat just starts buzzing out of nowhere. We know it's what Mookie Betts is holding. Mookie Betts is holding that big ass trophy right there, or as that big ass trophy right there, or as the commish called it, just a piece of metal or whatever. Right? It's whatever. Yeah. The Guardians, of course, are coming off an ALCS appearance, and yet they did nothing in the offseason because that's what they do. Pathetic. So, getting us started as I pull up. Where is it at? I literally just had it, and I could see them being worse, which and actually connect. Yeah. All right. Well, I updated OBS, so Let's see if that was the cause. If it still does it, then we know now. And because this freaking OBS thing is not working out. Same as last year. J Rod's probably going to be jumping in with it. You know, he's the 26th man, I guess, or 25th man, whatever. You know, 26, yeah. So the bench will be Hedges, Noel, Schneemann, and Rodriguez. Perfectly good. It's fine. Perfect. Whatever. You know, perfectly good. It's fine. Perfect. Whatever. You know, perfect mix of right and left, kind of. Although, actually, no, now that I look at it deeper, 3 righties and a lefty. That's interesting. Okay. Then you got the pitchers, and I fear that for the first couple months, our Achilles heel is going to be our starting pitching. Hunter just got extended. He's good. Gavin, Big Rig, he's good. Gavin, Big Rig, no worries about him. Tommy John. How about this? And they're like, let's try that again this year. But not with Matthew Boyd. John Means. Yeah, John Means is on the Guardians. Now he, much like Shane, is coming off Tommy John. His Tommy John surgery was in June last year, just like Matthew Boyd 2 years ago. I guess is Boyd will probably, I guess like Boyd, Means will come back around July, August. He'll essentially be a bona fide trade deadline acquisition. I expect Bieber to come back a little bit earlier because he was out so early. Maybe like by June. And then Slade Ciccone, who we got for Naylor. Strained oblique. Lovely. In terms of bullpen, it's just Sam Hentges, Eric Sabrowski, and Trevor Stephan. And we'll probably see Sam and Trevor at some point. Well, I don't know about Sam, but Trevor, yeah, we'll probably see him at some point. Very soon. I'm hoping. No. I'm not going to do this with any other team but my team. Is there anybody from the minors that we could see make an impact this season? Yes, there's a couple. Most notably, Juan Brito. I thought he was going to make the initial roster, but no, he's going to start off in AAA. You also have the likes of Bill Brennan and Angel Martinez. I'm sure we'll be seeing them at some point. Chase DeLauder, George Valera, maybe at some point as well. Taiwan Blanco and Mark Canha also making appearances off the bench. And then their rotation, Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Chris Bubich, and Michael Lorenzen all are back after, this season. And then Carlos Estevez was their one addition in the bullpen. He's going to be their closer with Urseg and Zerpa and Harvey and Schreiber and Stratton, Long, and Lynch. Wright and Marsh. So, yeah, that's it. Damn. Kyle Wright had surgery in 2023 and he's still not back. Damn. Damn, son. No, because I know Twins fans are probably going to be peeking in here. I got to talk about their team, right? The team that finished in 4th. Many people had them winning the division, and they fell flat on their face. Well, you look at their roster. They did really nothing this offseason. They added Mickey Gaspar, technically, I guess, and then Harrison Bader. And Ty France. Ooh. Ty France. Ooh. They also had someone retired, too, if I'm not mistaken. Can't exactly remember who it was, but I know they had someone retire. I almost wanted to say Larnick, but it was, no, he's there. Who is it that retired from the Twins? I'm sure Fred will let me know in the chat if he's still in there. Like, someone retired because of back issues. And, of course, Royce Lewis is hurt. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, Matt Wallner, Correa, Buxton, Larnick, MLB. Yep, that's right. Yep, the third wheel of the MLB. Always getting passed over for another team. They're the bridesmaid. Yeah. The free agency, right? Yeah. They're solid. Probably middle of the pack. Unless they all just go crazy. Who knows how they're going to be playing in that ballpark, right? Playing in a spring training ballpark. So that'll be fun. Moving on to the team that finished in third, of course, we got to talk about Boston. And they had a busy offseason, somewhat. They added Bregman. They went out and got Crochet, trying to do the whole adding a White Sox pitcher. Now, with that being said, damn, choking. Let's get into how I predict the AL East will go. All right. So, finishing in first, who do I have winning the division? Well, if they can stay healthy, I think any of these three teams can win it. I'm actually going to say somehow, some way, the Yankees will squeak away with the East. Finishing in second, I'm going to go with Boston. Give me the Red Sox to finish in second. The O's will finish in third. Oh, actually, no, wait. Tampa's going to finish in third. Baltimore in fourth. And, of course, finishing in last, again, I have the Jays. Why do you have the O's finishing in fourth? Well, look at their freaking rotation. It's putrid. And they're starting off hurt. So that's how I hang on to the AL West, right? So, of course, we're going to start off with the team that finished in last. Not the A's, though. The Angels. Talk about a team having a busy offseason. Crazy dog, the 49ers are going to pay Brock Purdy 50 to 55 million per contract. Damn, really? Wow. That's interesting. Wow. Let's talk about the AL West. Okay, so the Angels, I mean, they were busy. Jorge Soler added. Yohan Moncada added. Mike Trout's back. We'll see if he plays a full year playing a new position in right field. Kevin Newman was added. In terms of their bench, it's almost a completely new bench. Travis d'Arnaud, Nicky Lopez, Tim Anderson to go with Kyron Paris. Their rotation, Yusei Kikuchi and Kyle Hendricks were added with Tyler Anderson, Jose Soriano, and Jack Konkanowitz. Man, Ian Anderson, Garrett McDaniels, okay, whatever. Rule 5. Kenley Jansen. Okay. Oh. They have Reed Detmers, Ian Anderson, of course. They have Ryan Johnson, Ryan Zephyrhan, Brock Burke, and Ben Joyce. And then, of course, you have their injuries. Zach Neto, Anthony Rendon, and Robert Stevenson. Those guys are all starting off on the IL. Tough. Going to the A's. And another team that was busy. Mainly because they had to be. The league literally told them, you better spend money or we're coming after you. And so they're like, we're out of Oakland now. We can spend. Gotta build hype for this move to Vegas, right? So what did they do? Well, as soon as it loads up, they added Gio Urshela to their lineup. They extended a couple guys. Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker got nice juicy extensions. JJ Bleday, Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom, Max Muncy. Yes, there's another Max Muncy playing second base. He made the team. Johnny Peretta, Luis Urias, Michael Andujar, Drew Evans. Okay, whatever. That's a badass. That's a bad bench. Ass. They added Jeffrey Springs and Luis Severino to their rotation. And they added Noah Murdoch via Rule 5, Justin Starner via waivers, and they signed Jose Leclerc to go along with Mason Miller and the others in their pen. Injuries, they have quite a few. Zach Geloff, Brent Harris, in terms of fielders. Brady Basso, Luis Medina, and Ken Waldachuk via pitchers. And then of course they have Michael Kelly, who is a very, very bad man. 1 year suspension. That's tough. So that's the number 4 team that finished in the AL West. Going to third, let's talk about the Rangers. Now they didn't really make much noise. Oh, that's how they did it. And then they added. Oh, that's how they did it. And then they added 3 new pieces to their bullpen. Tim Mesa, Justin Lawrence, and Caleb. Their bullpen. Tim Mesa, Justin Lawrence, and Caleb Ferguson. Spencer Horwitz is also injured with wrist surgery. Also out. So that's their lineup right now. Overall, I think they'll be at best middle of the pack. Maybe. Finishing in 4th last year, and a team that should be way better this year, especially with a serious manager, it's the Reds. Now again, the Reds went out and lured Tito Francona out of retirement. I didn't think it would be possible, but they did. And I'm interested to see how it goes, right? So you look at their lineup, they did go out and add Gavin Lux, and then they added Jose Trevino to go along with their solid lineup. Their rotation, they added Brady Singer in a trade for India. Their lineup, or their bench, is the same. And then their bullpen, they added Taylor Rogers and Scott Barblow. Oh my God. I can just see it now. Scott Barblow is going to be this team's version of Brian Shaw for Mr. Tito. So, Tashi, if you're watching this somehow, be ready for Scott Barlow to come in every chance that Tito has to put him in. He's going to be that version, right? I mean, he loved Scott Barlow when he was with us. But yeah, he was with us that, right? I think so. Oh well, who cares? Hey, he'll be the Reds version of Brian Shaw, for sure. In fact, didn't he sign it? Or am I tripping? I could have sworn they signed him. Oh, maybe I'm tripping. Tyler is on the IL for their lineup. Andrew Abbott, Julian Aguiar, Rhett Loader, and Brendan Williamson, with Alexis Diaz starting off on the IL for pitchers. Let me look. I could have sworn he was on their freaking team. Relievers. I knew it. But he's in their minors system. Oh, you know damn well Tito's gonna get his ass to Cincinnati as quick as possible. You know damn well. Brian Shaw's not gonna be in the minors for long. Especially with Tito. He loves that guy. That's his guy. He will ride Tito. Whoa. He will ride Brian Shaw hard. Pause. I mean, he will go to him every chance he gets. But I think the Reds can be a solid team. As long as Tito doesn't go full Tito. If he does, you're in for a wild ride, Reds fans. That's all I'm going to say. By the way, shout out to Ohio Game Talks, too. Yeah, he's another Reds fan. So then we talk about the team that finished in third. Of course, the Cubs. And they had an interesting offseason. They're trying to win the division this year. They realized the division's actually pretty winnable. And I think it is. Because, I mean, the Brewers, they're meh as usual. I think the Cubs have a legit chance to win the division this year. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. They added Kyle Tucker to their lineup, which is already solid enough. And then in their bullpen, they brought in Elvin Rodriguez from Japan and Connor Thomas via Rule 5 from St. Louis. And that's it. So I have really no reason to believe that they're going to do anything big again this year. The way the Cubs acted this offseason, they are probably going to win this division. In fact, I have the Chicago Cubs winning the NL Central this year. There we go. NL Central. Finishing in second, I have the Reds. Yeah, I have the Reds finishing in second. I have the Crew finishing in third. Finishing in fourth, I'll say St. Louis. And then finishing in fifth, I'll have Pittsburgh. Sorry, Pittsburgh fans. Can't trust you. Honestly, I could easily do it like this. I could have St. Louis finishing in last. I mean, yeah. St. Louis, we'll see what they do. We'll see. We'll come back to this at the All-Star break and see how things look. I could be completely wrong on all these. But yeah, so that is the NL Central. Go to the NL East. Starting off with the team that finished in last year, the Miami Marlins. And again, another team that it's like, did they even know the offseason happened? Like, they did pretty much nothing except for like a couple moves here and there. I know they got rid of Jake Berger. Wow. You know? So they did add Matt Mervis. Ooh, Matt Mervis to their lineup. Liam Hicks and Eric Wagaman to their bench. Ooh. Connor Gillespie, bruh, and Cal Quantrill were added to their rotation. And in their bullpen, Ronnie Henriquez and Tyler Phillips, who they just purchased off waivers or whatever. They just purchased today or this week or whatever recently, because he doesn't even have a number. So that's all they did. Now, to their benefit, I guess, they do have that are injured that are going to be coming back soon. Connor Norby, Victor Mesa, and Jesus Sanchez are all injured right now. Edward Cabrera, Braxton Garrett, Yuri Perez out with Tommy John, Ryan Weathers, strained forearm, and Declan Cronin and Andrew Nardi. They did make a couple moves. Jurickson Profar is now a Brave. Of course, they'll be getting Cunha back at some point. But the lineup is not bad. It's a middle of the road lineup. It'll get you through games. It'll win you games, maybe. Good hitters. Top heavy though. Their bench: Brian De La Cruz and Nick Allen. All right, whatever. Bullpen: you added Neris and Yo De Los Santos and Jose Suarez, and the rotation is the exact same. So yeah, not really much else to say there. Injuries, of course, Murphy, Alvarez, Nacho Alvarez, and Ronald Acuna. Spencer Strider's still out with elbow surgery. And then Joe Jimenez. Backpack Joe. So, they'll be a fun team to watch. And of course, we talk about the conference. The division champ, the Philadelphia Phillies. Who got Raw Milkman, out here showing off his smoothie or whatever making skills. Looks like he's been through some crap. Looks like he hasn't slept in like a week. All right, so then Max Kepler to their outfield in the lineup. And they added Jesus Luzardo via trade to their rotation. And then Jordan Romano is their new closer to go along with Joe Ross and Carlos Hernandez. That's it. Those are all the moves they made. Team, though, still. They're probably going to be fighting for the division again. So with that being said, how do I think the NL East is going to go? Well, based off the fact that, they won it last year, I don't really see anybody else really challenging them. If the Braves can get Acuna back, and if they can really start hitting again. I got the Phillies winning the division, Braves finishing in, I'm actually going to say second for right now. Braves finishing in. I'm actually going to say second for right now. I do have the Mets finishing in third again, but it'll be very close. Finishing in fourth, Mets finishing in third again, but it'll be very close. Finishing in fourth, Washington, and fifth, Miami. Pretty simple, same as last year, pretty much. Although I could easily have the Mets finishing in first, but I'll have them finishing it. Actually, yeah, but I'll have them finishing it. Actually, yeah, I'll have them finishing it. And then NL West, and I mean, okay, yeah, this division is going to be very interesting again. Can anybody challenge the damn Dodgers? Gotta check my YouTube studio, of course. Make sure we're working, we're cooking. We are. Right? My God. So starting off with the Rockies, and of course, just recently they acquired Tyler Freeman for Nolan Jones. It was kind of funny because they were talking to each other. Hey, you just got traded. And you did too. I just got traded. I did too, man. They find out they got traded for each other. Imagine they just see each other at the airport. But hey, man, what's up? Oh, you're going there? I'm going here. Just checking Twitter to see if anything's coming up, but nothing. Okay. So, let's see here. Looking at their lineup, they added Nick Martini and Tyler Freeman, like I just said. Bench, Kyle Farmer, and nothing new added to the rotation. And then you look at their bullpen, they added Scal Alexander and Jimmy Herget. Although they did add Thairo Estrada, but he's hurt with a fractured wrist. That's why they got Tyler Freeman. Because of that. It just happened recently. They do have Austin Nola in the minors, too, on an NRI deal, non-roster invite. And Keston Hiura, too. So they do have reinforcements if they need them. But I don't see the Rockies being a threat really at all in the division. Not really at all, to be honest. Finishing last, second to last, the Giants last year. Rocha's team. Shout out Rocha, of course. He's probably getting ready for his stream here in a little while. So looking at the Giants, what did they do this past season? Or off season? You know, what did they do? Did they do anything big? I honestly don't know. Didn't really hear them much. They added Willie Adames via free agency to a solid lineup with Wade and Jung-Hoo Lee is back, Matt Chapman, Helio Ramos, Pat Bailey, Wilmer Flores, Yastrzemski, and Fitzgerald. Sam Huff coming off the bench at catcher. Justin Verlander. Ah, yeah, old man Verlander in the rotation. That'll be interesting with Webb, Ray, Hicks, and Rook. And then Lou Trevino added to their bullpen. What happened to Lou Trevino? Okay. And then that's it. They did also have Max Stassi in the minor leagues on a non-roster invite. Kind of like what we did with Colby Allard and Velasquez. Jake Lamb, too. Ooh. All right, moving on. We got the third team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. J.B. Taylor's team. Now, they made a yes move getting Corbin Burns out of nowhere. Nobody saw that coming. Late at night, boom, Corbin Burns to the D-backs. It's like, huh? What? What happened? A group chat is talking. What are they talking about? Oh, hang on. All right. Diamondbacks, of course, went out and got Josh Naylor, and they got Garrett Hampson for their bench and Corbin Burns for the rotation with Shelby Miller and Jalen Beeks for their bullpen. Jordan Montgomery's out with Tommy John. And Kendall Graveman's out with back tightness, too. Tough. Jordan Montgomery, dude. What a... He'd had a rough go in Arizona. Yeesh. Overall, of course, their rotation is solid, but yeah, be interesting to see how they do. You know, if they, I mean, they got Burns, they got Rodriguez, Fott, Kelly, and Gallen. Solid rotation, very good rotation. Just need them to stay healthy, because I want someone else to win the division instead of the damn Dodgers. Now, the one team that may have a chance, the best chance to beat the Dodgers, is probably the Padres. And unfortunately, of course, they lost their owner. What was it, 2 years ago now? And it's like they've just been destined to sink further down and sell off a little bit more, and save some money. So they did go out and add Gavin Sheets and Jason Hayward to their lineup in free agency. And then they almost redid their entire bench, bringing in Martin Maldonado, Yuli Gurriel, and Jose Iglesias. And adding Yuli Gurriel to a team with Yu Darvish, that's interesting considering what Yuli was doing when he was with the Astros. Yeah, and Yuli, I think what you was with the Dodgers doing the whole thing because Asian, the eyes thing, stupid, and yeah, I'm sure he'll remember that. He'll be like, "Hey, you." Kyle Hart and Nick Pivetta were added to the rotation too, by the way, with King, Cease, and Vasquez, and then that's really it. So we'll see how they do, right? I mean, their lineup is really good, so they're going to be probably carried by their lineup mostly. But we'll see how they do. And then, of course, we got to talk about the damn Dodgers because they were out here acting a damn fool in the offseason. Seemed like every move that was made was for the Dodgers. Yeah, they were acting a damn fool. It's the number of moves, it's how big these moves were. So they added Michael Conforto to their lineup. Already amazing lineup. No problem there, right? But their rotation and their bullpen were completely changed around a little bit. Roki Sasaki and Blake Snell were signed to the rotation, of course. And then they go out and they bring in Luis Garcia, Kirby Yates, and Tanner Scott to their bullpen. Don't forget they also got like Tony Gonsolin coming up soon as well. They have like a whole like rotation worth of pitchers on the IL. Gonsolin hurt, or Kyle hurt, who's hurt.